everyone. Nicole Russo in Kentucky and Dan Illman in New York joining you for the Oaks Countdown. And that countdown to the Philly Classic about to kick into high gear. Let's begin, as we usually do, by taking a look at the current leaderboard toward a spot in the 14-horse Kentucky Oaks starting gate on April 30th. And Dan, we're about to increase the point values of most of the remaining Oaks props to 100 points to the winner. Could see some new names on this list, and there's very little margin for error, both in terms of trying to secure your spot and in terms of trying to prepare your filly for the race with now limited time remaining.
You're absolutely right. Time is of the essence for these 3-year-old fillies. These races, as you indicate, are basically a win and you're in, but horses that are already on the list that have 1, maybe 2 preps left, they can't throw in a clunker. They can run a good second, a good third, even a good fourth, but they can't throw in a bad race that would dim their hopes.
And looking to that immediate future on the road to the Oaks, the Fairgrounds Oaks is this weekend, a key prep that has been claimed by Oaks winners like Silver Bullet Day, Rachel Alexandra, Untappable, Proud Spell, Believe You Can. We'll follow up next weekend with the Gulfstream Park Oaks, also a 100-point prep, and a more minor race also on March 27th in the Bourbonnais Oaks on Turfway's Synthetic. But our eyes right now are on New Orleans, where a rivalry has continued on. As you take a look at the field for Saturday's race, you see Clairiere and Travel Column in their rubber match. The latter won the Goldenrod at Churchill last November. They reversed the order in the Rachel Alexandra last month.
They certainly did, and it really is a compelling rivalry. Travel Column had all sorts of trouble when defeating Clairiere in that Goldenrod Stakes at Churchill Downs. And last time out, I'm sure some trip handicappers would argue that Travel Column ran just as well as Clairiere. She was chasing an extremely fast pace, made the first move into the fast pace, and was only beaten a neck by Clairiere, who might have benefited from coming from far behind that day. Now, the pace situation may be a 180-degree different scenario. There does not seem to be a lot of speed in Saturday's Fairgrounds Oaks, and maybe, just maybe, Travel Column will get to the lead this time around and back it down.
You know, and I think Travel Column should move ahead off of her last race. I thought she was running down the stretch there as though she needed the race in her 3-year-old debut. Take nothing away from Clairiere, though. I thought she was professional, made a nice move to reach contention, then waited kindly until she had room and was given her cue. If you like either, I think there's no reason to get off of them as they come to the rubber match. And regardless of their order of finish Saturday, unless one of them just absolutely lays an egg, they have the look of fillies who will be major Oaks contenders as we bring all these horses from various jurisdictions together next month. Both have shown an affinity for Churchill, both have shown an ability to run 2 turns, and both would be running out of their own stalls in the Oaks. Clairiere trained by Steve Asmussen and Travel Column by Brad Cox, both trainers going for a 3rd Oaks victory.
Oh, you're absolutely right. These two are major, major contenders as of right now. And if they just get through the Fairgrounds Oaks unscathed, they're going to be major contenders for the Kentucky Oaks. Really, it might come down to the 1.125 distance of the Kentucky Oaks. Which one of these two fillies wants it a little more? Maybe I would lean towards Clairiere there. I wonder if Clairiere has more long-term upside than Travel Column, although I do agree with you. Travel Column ran very well last time out, as if it was a prep for this and maybe the Kentucky Oaks.
And Travel Column by a young sire in Frosted, whose own sire Tappet, the sire of an Oaks winner in Untappable. So certainly some stamina potential there. These two had the field of 8 in the Fairgrounds Oaks. The only other graded stakes winner beyond those 2 favorites in the field is Zagel, who won the Grade 3 Forward Gal at 7 furlongs at Gulfstream. She tries 2 turns for the first time. Dan, does anyone else catch your eye in this field? Someone will at least get 20 points for finishing 3rd, possibly more if one of the favorites fails to fire.
Well, you mentioned Giselle, and she won the Grade 3 Forward Gal in slow time, but she was flattered certainly when Hull Bodemeister came back to defeat champion Vequist in the Devona Dale. There are 2 others that are interesting to me, perhaps, as we see Zagel sort of grind home this victory over Hull Bodemeister in the Forward Gal. Two other fillies are interesting for me. Obligatory for Juddmonte Farms is a daughter of Curlin. She's going to try 2 turns for the first time. I'm really not too concerned about the distance, and I thought she had a little bit of a shuffle last time out and overcame that to win at Gulfstream Park. And keep an eye out for Little Tootsie for Tom Amos and Luis Saez. This is a filly that's won 2 races in a row. The Fairgrounds is her home racetrack, and Amos has been doing very well lately. Sent out Little Stitious to a win at Laurel in the Beyond the Wire Stakes, and I wonder if he moved Little Stitious out of town to make room for Little Tootsie.
And Amos and owner Joel Politi, of course, won the Kentucky Oaks a couple years back with Serengeti Empress. Whatever happens in the Fairgrounds Oaks, should it be one of the favorites winning or an upset, we'll be back next week to recap it and look ahead to the Gulfstream Oaks as we count down to the Kentucky Oaks here on DRF TV.